Hey, Jim Beam Black has a new look again. Historically, Jim Beam Black used to carry the title Double Aged and featured an 8-year age statement. In 2015, Jim Beam dropped the age statement and changed the title to XA, Extra Aged. Then in mid-2016, Jim Beam changed the branding again and dropped the XA, added a hyphen calling it Extra Aged. So today in 2024, we have another change for Jim Beam Black, still with a great price point. Come right back, it's the Mash and Drum. What's up, folks? I'm Jason C from the Mash and Drum, and welcome back to the show. Like, subscribe, and help me keep growing that channel to hit that 100,000 subscriber milestone here in 2024. All right, before we get started and learn more about this bottle, let's hear from today's video sponsor. It is the delicious Magic Spoon cereal. Today we are talking about Magic Spoon. I've made it a point to get back into better shape with some exercise and to eat less carbs and less sugar. For me, Magic Spoon is the perfect high protein cereal that not only fits everything I need, but it could still take me back to my childhood with all these delicious flavors. Seriously, I just want to throw on my Saturday morning cartoons and pour some Magic Spoon and maybe watch, I don't know, Thundercats or something. Without all the sugar, it's really the perfect cereal to have either in the morning before I work out or to fuel back up after I work out. It's also a great tasting snack when you need something sweet. Magic Spoon has also these high protein cereal bars that are great for when I'm on the go as well. They are delicious, have about 10 grams of protein, and it's something quick I can grab as I'm walking out the door. But for me, it's all about the cereal. Magic Spoon cereals have 0 grams of sugar, about 13 to 14 grams of protein, and about 4 to 5 net grams of carbs for each serving. Now, each serving is around 140 calories. They're also keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, and soy-free. Now, when it comes to flavors, the standouts to me are blueberry muffin and cinnamon roll, but my absolute favorite is peanut butter and cocoa because you can mix them together and make the best mashup bowl of cereal ever. I mean, it doesn't get much better than chocolate and peanut butter together. In fact, Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's packed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money with no questions asked. Okay, it's time to order your own bowl of deliciousness. Use my code MASH to get $5 off your delicious high-protein Magic Spoon cereal by clicking the link in the description. You can build your very own 6-pack variety box. Be sure to add the peanut butter and the cocoa flavors, along with some of their other featured flavors like fruity, frosted, maple waffle, and even birthday cake. So click that link below and use the code MASH for $5 off your variety box. What are you waiting for? Go order some, make a big bowl, and turn on some cartoons. That's what I'm about to do. Cheers. So Jim Beam Black Extra Age has always kind of filled in the gap between Jim Beam White Label and also their more expensive offerings. And if you think about it, in the last year or so, Jim Beam may have either brought back or added more age-stated labels than anyone in bourbon. Think about it, Knob Creek Small Batch and Single Barrel both have 9-year age statements. They gave a 7-year age statement back to Knob Creek Rye, Knob Creek 15, Knob Creek 18, Baker's 7, Baker's 13, Old Overholt 11, Old Overholt 10-year cast strength. Booker's has always had age statements. Little Book tells you exactly what's in the whiskey, and then all the Hardin's Creeks that they've added have all had age statements. Well, now you can add the new Jim Beam Black Label Extra Age to the list with a 7-year age statement on it. The original, although non-age stated, was said to be 5 to 6 years old. Hard to know if this is an upgrade or not age-wise, but what is upgraded is the proof going from 86 to 90 proof and a bit of a price jump from $19.99 to $26.99. Now, we will compare this to the original, of course, to see if there's any big differences here age-wise, but let's dive in to the new 7-year Jim Beam. Here we go. This certainly smells like Jim Beam. There's a lot of oak, a lot of caramel. Your vanilla's there. It's weird too because it smells like it wants to be a Booker's bourbon, but just doesn't have quite enough proof to get there. But there are some similarities that I get between this and also Booker's bourbon. I don't know, it's that distinct nuttiness that Jim Beam has, and I'm also getting in this expression. I think I'm also picking up kind of an orange peel, but nothing out of the ordinary than what you would typically get with a Jim Beam. All right, let's give it a try. Here we go. You know, I gotta say, the reason why I made that reaction is because as soon as it hit the front of my tongue, I automatically got some sweetness and some flavor. So this bourbon did give me that, you know, kind of that feeling. Just automatic sweetness, goes some good flavor. As soon as it hit the front of my tongue, goes to the back end, and it's kind of your typical Jim Beam notes. Now, the extra aged part of it, the part of it where, you know, you are getting a little extra oak punch, I feel like I do get that a little bit, but I gotta say this is a nice little bourbon for 27 bucks. I feel like it goes more caramel and vanilla than it goes into the Jim Beam nuttiness. Although the Jim Beam nuttiness is there, this is a lot sweeter than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was just gonna be kind of typical, I don't know, Jim Beam, peanut butter, nuttiness, you know, peanut shell, you know, kind of like that old tub type of aspect. But this actually has a lot of like creamy caramel and vanilla types of notes here. It's just coming off like a really good, like picturesque type of bourbon flavor profile. Yeah, I really like the flavors here. This is nice. I gotta say, this I really, like, I'm already like trying to figure it out in my head. What am I gonna put this bourbon against with? Evan Williams, you know, 1783, one of my favorites. Regular Elijah Craig, Buffalo Trace, like how does this measure up to those? I could already feel a triple base or double base coming on with this bottle, but let's compare it to the other extra age black from Jim Beam. All right, so here's the Jim Beam black extra age label that we know today. Now, I haven't seen a press release from Jim Beam on this bottle quite yet. This just dropped over the weekend here in Ohio. I've been looking for this bottle. So I don't know if this bottle, the original Jim Beam black extra age, is now just gonna become this 7-year age stated bottle from here on in. I'm not sure. I haven't read anything yet on that, so maybe we'll find out in the near future here. But at least we can, you know, get a little bit of a comparison. Because again, this reminds me a lot of what Evan Williams did with 1783. That was a 86 proof bourbon. They bumped it up to 90 proof, gave it a little bit of an extra, you know, kind of a redesign on the bottle. And now we're seeing Jim Beam do this, but they're also adding an age statement, which is kind of nice. So, all right, here we go. And I gotta tell you, the difference is night and day here. I mean, this original extra age black label isn't even standing up to this new 7-year. All right, let me try this one here. Wow, it's just a lot more bland, a little bit watery coming off of that one. You know what, this on its own, I always thought was kind of a great bourbon for an old fashioned. Thought it was a great cocktail bourbon. It's something that you can use, you know, if you want something with a little bit of extra oak punch without, you know, breaking the bank. But this 7-year is just kind of taking it to another. This doesn't have that oak punch that Booker's has, although there is some oak there, but I'm really surprised about the concentration of sweetness here. This is a very pleasant surprise for me. I'm really digging this. Yeah, this is good. Let me collect my thoughts on this and we'll do a final breakdown. All right, final breakdown for the Jim Beam Black 7-year. Now, price for this one for a $7.50 is $26.99. Now, this is the liter bottle, which was only 32 bucks. And then they also have a 1.75 that's 47 bucks. Resale market value, you're not gonna see these. I haven't seen one of these yet, but if somebody does post this for resale, it's a reach. As far as availability, it's gonna be good. It's not gonna be a limited product from what I understand. This one I do think is gonna start hitting, you know, and dropping everywhere around the country. Jim Beam has an amazing distribution network, so I really do feel like the availability here for this is gonna be good. Value for this one, for $7.50 for $26.99, and what I'm tasting here, high value. The most I pay, now obviously I'm not gonna go over retail for this, however, I do like this liter bottle because I feel like I can enjoy this, and for 32 bucks, I'm not gonna feel that bad about spending $32 on this bottle. Alternatives, I mean, we'll have to see. I'm wondering how this does against Knob Creek 9-year. To be honest, I also am wondering how this is gonna do with some other 90 proofers. As I mentioned, 1783 Evan Williams. As I mentioned, Buffalo Trace. You have regular Elijah Craig. You have Old Forester 100 Signature. There's a lot of, you know, different bourbons in this price point that you could kind of mix in, mix out. Wild Turkey 101, of course. But I'm really curious how this would do against that. We will test that theory in some upcoming videos. And finally, is it a skip? Is it a try before you buy? Is it a buy, or is it a buy and back it up? For me, this is definitely a buy. I think if you're a huge Jim Beam fan, this might be a buy and back it up. Now again, not sure of all the distribution, what it's gonna look like. Not sure if this is going to be replacing the Jim Beam Extra Age, the 86 proof Jim Beam Black Extra Age that we just compared it against. But if this does happen to go away, or is gonna go away, I would say back this up, because I think it's a really good bourbon for the price, especially if you like the Jim Beam profile. Again, this is like Booker's Light on a budget. I love the sweetness of this thing. Again, don't get me wrong here, guys. This is not going to be a game-changing bourbon. It's not going to be this one where you're going to think it's the greatest bourbon in the world. I do love what it brings to the table for the money. It's got way more depth and flavor than the original Jim Beam Black that we compared it against. And I do think it's got enough to hold up to some of the other bourbons that we're going to test it against. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the review for the new Jim Beam Black 7-year age-stated bottle. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that subscribe button below. Please hit the like button. And if you haven't yet, find me on Instagram. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this one. Is this one you're going to be out on the hunt for? Did you know about this bottle coming out? And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey. It's the people you share with. Make sure you comment down below. Feed that algorithm. And I'll see you next time right here on the Master Drum. Cheers.